Hi there, Jerry from iROCK Music School. Welcome back to another 1, 2, 3, 4 iROCK method video. Today we'll be taking a look at Madness by Muse on the guitar. So to play level 1A to Madness on the guitar, this is how it goes. Take your second finger, put it on the top string in the 3rd fret. That's how you play the G. To play the C in this song, you take your 3rd finger and put it on the 5th string in the 3rd fret. There's the C. To play the E minor at level 1A, you just play the top string, which is an E note, by itself. And then the D for level 1A is the 4th string up from the bottom. Open. Now for 1B, we do a little bit of a change about, and I'll be using the left hand a little bit more for this one. So to play G for level 1B, take your 3rd finger and put it on the bottom string in the 3rd fret and play the bottom 3 strings. To play a C in this level, you take your 1st finger and put it in the 1st fret on the 2nd string, and you play the bottom 3 strings again. Then to play the E minor for level 1B, you play the bottom 3 strings by themselves. And then finally, to play the D for level 1B, you take your 1st finger, put it in the 2nd fret and put it on the 3rd string, and you play those middle 2 strings together. Now just before we move on to the next level, for the G, the C and the E for level 1B that I just showed you, you can get a little bit of foam or a bit of something to block off these top 3 strings, and you can stick it down that end of the guitar there, so that when you're actually strumming, you don't hear those top 3 strings ringing out. You'd only hear the bottom 3 because the top 3 would be muted. So that's a handy little tip. So the chords for level 2A and 2B are exactly the same, and they are the full chords. So I'm going to show you them first. The first one is a open G chord. So to play this, you put your 1st finger in the 2nd fret on the 5th string. 2nd finger goes on the top string in the 3rd fret. 3rd finger goes on the 3rd fret 2nd string, and the little finger goes on the bottom string in the 3rd fret, and you play all 6 strings. That's the G. Now to play the C, take your 1st finger, put it in the 1st fret on the 2nd string, take your 2nd finger and put it in the 2nd fret on the 4th string, and take your 3rd finger and put it in the 3rd fret on the 5th string. And for this one, for the C chord, you play the bottom 5 strings. To play the E minor for level 2A and 2B, you take your 2nd finger, put it in the 2nd fret on the 5th string, and then take your 3rd finger and put it on the 2nd fret on the 4th string, and you play all 6 strings. And then finally, to play an open D chord for this level, you take your 1st finger, put it in the 2nd fret on the 3rd string, take your 2nd finger and put it on the bottom string in the 2nd fret, and your 3rd finger goes in the 3rd fret on the 2nd string, and you play the bottom 4 strings. Now to play this song at level 2A, you're just playing it with the same strumming patterns that we were using for level 1, which go like this. So that's the basic strumming pattern for level 1A and 1B and also level 2A. But when we get to 2B, we change it up a little bit and we get this strumming pattern instead. So that's the intro, and that goes on the G. So we've got some down ups. The count for it goes 1E and a 2E and a 3E and 1E and a 2E and a 3 and 1E and a 2E and a 3 and 1E and a 2E and a 3 and so the count for that, just without the guitar, was 1E and a 2E and a 3 and Now when I'm saying 3 and that's actually 3 crotchets or 3 quarter notes spread evenly over 2 beats. So altogether, it looks and feels like this, nice and slowly. we go. Now, when it plays the C in the verse, you get this rhythm. It goes back to the G again. So that's a slightly different rhythm again. It's got those quarter note triplets again on the C, and it goes 1 and da and 4, 1 and da and 4, and then it goes back to the other strumming pattern. And then when you're playing the chorus, which is the E minor to the D to the C, you're going to use that strumming pattern I just showed you before again, which goes 1 and So for level 3A and 3B, the rhythms and the strumming and all that sort of stuff is basically the same, except this time we'll be using a power chord for level 3A and bar chords for level 3B. So you're going to end up with a G. I'll walk you through the power chords first actually for 3A. So G, you take your first finger and put it on the top string in the 3rd fret, and then you take your 3rd finger and put it in the 5th fret on the 5th string, and you play the top 2 strings. For a C, it's really easy. You just move both fingers down a string. So the first finger ends up in the 3rd fret on the 5th string, and the 3rd finger ends up in the 5th fret on the 4th string, and you just play the 4th and 5th strings. Now to find the E minor, you take that same shape and we're going to move it up. So your first finger goes in the 7th fret on the 5th string, and your 3rd finger goes in the 9th fret on the 4th string. Play the 4th and 5th strings again. And then the D is just 2 frets back. 1, 2. Take your first finger and put it in the 5th fret on the 5th string, and then take your 3rd finger and put it in the 7th fret on the 4th string, and play the 4th and 5th strings again. So I'll play a little bit of that at level 3A. We get this. I'll just play the correct rhythm there. And the chorus. C. E minor. Now I'm going to change it up to bar chords. Now essentially our fingers are all going to be in the same place, except there's just going to be more fingers being used. So to play the G, once again, first finger goes in the 3rd fret on the top string, and the idea of a bar chord is you flatten that first finger, so it flattens over all of those strings. It's very hard to do, but with practice you'll get it. The second finger goes in the 4th fret on the 3rd string, and the 3rd finger goes in the 5th fret on the 5th string, and the little finger goes underneath that 5th fret 4th string. To play the C bar chord, we start off with the power chord that we did before. So first finger goes in the 3rd fret 5th string, and then the 3rd finger goes in the 5th fret on the 4th string. But then you have to flatten this 3rd finger so that it plays all of those notes at the same time, and you'll end up with a muted bottom string. So it'll look and sound like this, and you have to kind of get a little dent, a little bend in your finger there. If I turn on the side a little bit, so you can see the little dent in my finger there. So you get this. And back to the other G. Now, to play the E minor as a bar chord in this song, we'll go back up to where the power chord was first and change our fingering a little bit. So the first finger goes in the 7th fret on the 5th string, the second finger goes in the 8th fret on the 2nd string, the third finger goes in the 9th fret on the 4th string, and the little finger goes in the 9th fret on the 3rd string. And then once again we're barring this finger, flattening it and adding those other notes over the top, and there's our nice E minor chord. The next chord in the song is a D, and we're going to play it exactly the same way that we played the C before. So I'm going for that chord that has the little dent in the finger. So the first finger goes in the 5th fret on the 5th string, third finger goes in the 7th fret on the 4th string, and then you're flattening it so that you get all 3 notes at the same time. You might want to use your second finger a little bit just to push a little bit harder on the third finger. And don't forget to get that little bend. And then that's followed by the C bar chord. So that section sounds like this: E minor, D, C. Okay, finally we're up to level 4A and 4B, and this is the lead guitar part, which is tabbed out for you, and it goes a little bit like this. It goes exactly like this, actually. So we start off with the this is a G note. It's the 5th fret on the 4th string, and the rhythm we're playing here goes like this. The way you count that is 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and 4 and 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and 4 and. And what it does in the verse here, as the chords move from G to C, the lead moves from G to C. So the G moves from there down to the C underneath, which is the 5th fret on the 3rd string. G. Now the 4B version of that is exactly the same, just with different notes. So this is the 4B version of the verse. While the chords are playing G, we're actually playing a B note, which is the 4th fret on the 3rd string. And then when everyone's playing the C in the verse, you'll be playing an E note, which is on the 2nd string in the 5th fret. So let's go back to the B. It goes like this. Sorry. Now we'll go back to level 4A for this next bit. This is the chorus now. I'll play it to you first. It goes like this. So the notes I'm using there are an E note, which is on the 5th string in the 7th fret. The one after that was a D, which is the 5th string, 5th fret. And then it drops down a couple of strings back to that C note again, which we learnt already, which is in the 5th string on the 3rd fret. Now at the same time, the level 4B part's playing, and that goes like this. So the way we play that, it's got the E, which we've already learnt, so that's the 5th fret on the 2nd string. Then there's an F sharp, which is the 7th fret on the 2nd string. And the last one is a G note, which is in the 8th fret on the 2nd string. And there you have it. Well, that's it for this iROCK video. We hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, and for more information go to www.irockmusicschool.com.au. See you next time.